AUX is intense.
That is unbelievable. Got it.
Fast.
Double play.
Explosive.
That ball was absolutely crushed.
Have to be ready for anything.
One pitch, one swing, and the game has changed.
We have all your favorite players.
All the big home runs.
That's a laser.
Highlight reel catches.
Oh my goodness.
But there can only be one winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
One winner.
I'm a big believer that two is better than one, especially when it comes to softball. Let's do it, folks. How about a doubleheader? Our second game from Wilkins Stadium here in Wichita, Kansas. We're going to see Team Edwards take on Team Clark. This will be the second game of the day for Team Clark. Do they have the stamina to get it done? Now, the leaderboard is taking shape. We are exactly at the halfway mark of this year's AUX season, and halfway through, one of the newbies, Jocelyn Allo, is lapping the field. Wow. She is in first place with a bullet, 830 points. And that is almost 150 points clear of the second player on the leaderboard, Mackenzie Clark, who will have a chance to move up that leaderboard. She's going to play a game for the second time today. She is the captain, and she's got a chance to make some points and gain some ground on Jocelyn Allo tonight. So glad you have found us with my partner, Natasha Watley, the two-time Olympian, one-time gold medalist. I am Eric Collins, and Natasha, we had a chance to see Team Clark with a really impressive win earlier today. They just keep on doing it, scoring runs in all different fashion.
Yeah, just very productive at the top of the lineup. What stood out to me was Aubrey Leach and Kayla Kowalik. Just the 1-2 punch that they had going on, feeding off of each other, staying on base all day. I think that that's what they need to do to get the win in the second game tonight.
All right, they're going to take on a team in Team Edwards, led by their captain, Taylor Edwards, who has been in Athletes Unlimited softball for many years and seems like she's getting better.
Yeah, I mean, she is one of the most underrated athletes in my opinion. She has had such a long career, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs in the last 6 games, and just an incredible athlete at the plate.
3 homers in 6 games played. Team Edwards had to play twice yesterday. They put up numbers, but they weren't able to get a win in either of their games yesterday, once against Team Allo and once against Team Clark. Take a look at the lineup card for Taylor Edwards. She will have Morgan Zirkle, the head coach at Marshall University, leading things off. Bubba Nichols, former UCLA Bruin. She's got 3 homers, just like Taylor Edwards, who hits behind her. Hannah Flippin is the short second baseman. She'll bat cleanup. Wiz Koffel, Stuart Hunter, Haley Lee, and Carly Spade will round out the lineup, and they will get their hacks against Sarah Willis. Sarah Willis going to get the start. She'll be in the circle. She's been impressive so far through the first half of the season here with AUX.
Yeah, the rookie Sarah Willis, I mean, just has that firm drop ball, but what sets her apart is that changeup. Her changeup, we will see it all night long, and when she has that thing working, it is a thing of beauty.
Hot, windy day here in Wichita. Stamina's going to be a thing. Team Clark playing for the second time today. They're trying to do what Team Edwards did yesterday, and not successfully. Team Edwards played twice and lost both games. All right, Zirkle, Nichols, and Edwards to bat in the first inning. We count everything with Athletes Unlimited softball. Singles, doubles, triples, homers, all count for different values. You can lay down a successful sacrifice bunt or have a sacrifice fly. You can get points for that. A walk, hit by pitch, stolen base, caught stealing's negative. Don't worry, we've got you covered. I'm quick with math. Sarah Willis, our first pitch is that changeup. Wow, starts the game with a changeup.
Not wasting any time. Going straight to work, and I mean, that's just how confident she is. I mean, she will start a count. She'll throw it in hitters' counts.
Willis skips that one to the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a lot has changed so far today. We've already had 1 game in the books. Morgan Zirkle hasn't played. Zirkle began the day 11th out of 42 players on the leaderboard. She's fallen a bit just because of the other players who played in our first game. But she's right in the thick of things, as she normally is. No one has played more AUX games than Morgan Zirkle over the years. Hard to short, Billy Andrews. Just enough arm to get Zirkle. 1 down. Now, defense is going to be super important tonight. It's a windy day. You got to be airtight. Balls have been flying for the first week of AUX play. You got to keep it in the yard. When it does go over the fence, you're hoping it's only a solo home run. You can't allow extra base runners.
Yeah, and as a hitter, when you have a windy day like this, you want to try to hit the ball on the ground hard and not get it lost in the air.
One ball, one strike to Bubba Nichols. Bubba Nichols, 3 home runs in 20 at-bats. She's got 4 hits. 3 of them have left the yard. I mentioned it quite often yesterday. Bubba had a busy week. She was actually back home in her native California, picking up yet another degree. She got her master's degree and was awarded, walked over the weekend from UCLA.
Just so awesome for Bubba to be able to go home and share that with her family, but that's just been a big part, is the education, and she prides herself on putting education first, and that's one of the big things of why she decided to leave Japan a little bit early. She was playing there overseas and wanted the opportunity to come home and get her master's degree.
Nichols way out in front of that changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bubba Nichols with enormous power and doesn't have any pull home runs so far this season. Straightaway center.
That is perfect. Hitting 101. I mean, keep the ball in the middle of the field.
1 out walk. Bubba Nichols is going to pick up 10 points for the base on balls. Next in line is the captain, Taylor Edwards. So we've got back-to-back batters who have earned money playing professionally, what, 12 time zones away? Bubba Nichols and Taylor Edwards, both professionals over in Japan in previous years. You played in Japan. Ball goes off the catcher, Julia Cottrell, and Taylor Edwards, a fellow catcher, knows the pain. How much different is professional softball over in Japan than it is here in the States?
I'm like, besides the language and the food, it's the same game. I mean, I think their style of play is, they play very fast. Hitters 1 through 9, they all have speed, and defensively sometimes too, it trips you up. You got to get rid of the ball. But they've evolved over the years. I mean, they have added more power, but I think it's just the speed of the game that I would say would be a little bit more different.
Yeah, I remember watching Japanese national team play, and you would rarely see a right-handed batter. It was always
all lefties.
Lefties. And Willis needs time. Steps off the pitcher's plate. Off-speed pitch, a beauty. 1-2. What do hitters do to identify that great changeup of Willis? How do you figure out it's coming?
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's either you've got to sit it or you've got to sit hard. You can't go for both, and you've got to be disciplined. And if you're going to sit that changeup, you want to start to time for that slower pitch or changeup because you know it's coming. She throws it that often that you can try to sit on it, but it is a tough pitch because it's so slow. But you've either got to pick one. You got to pick hard or you got to pick slow.
All right, let's throw out some flowers. Is there any changeup that you remember over the years that was really effective when you were a batter for 2 decades?
Oh gosh, I would say Elisa Fernandez changeup. I mean, she had the flip drop that would pop out of the side of her hand or out of the hip, or I don't know. She did some type of magic trick. I would say that. Jenny Finch has a good changeup.
Ah, okay. Both good names.
Danielle Laurie
I approve
has
of
an
all.
amazing changeup.
Ah. High pop-up. Wind's been a factor all day. But playing perfectly is Mackenzie Clark. She should know about the win. She was the center fielder for her game number 1. 2 down. All right, here comes my favorite palindrome. Hannah Flippin steps in. Go to number 19. About as steady a ball player as you will find. Change-up to begin, and it skips away from the catcher, Cottrell. Moving into scoring position goes Bubba Nichols. That's a mistake by Willis. Pitchers get 10 points deducted if they give up an earned run, and she just allowed Nichols to move into scoring position by throwing a wild one. Two and 0. Three and 0. Let's see about flipping, swinging here. 3 and 0. You got a runner in scoring position, trying to win an inning, get off to a good start. 3 and 1. How many times in your life did you swing 3 and 0? Do you remember, Natasha?
Not often.
Yeah.
Not often.
Is that because you were told not to, or because you just wouldn't do it?
Probably because I was told not to.
Well, that's the beauty of Athletes Unlimited, is all these players are making their own decisions.
Right.
Flippin decides not to swing, and after 5 pitches, she's on with a walk. Walks are worth 10, so plus 10 for Hannah Flippin. Runners on at first and at second. Here's Delaney Wiz. Swings to the first pitch. High drive down the left field line. It's gone. A homer. Nobody beats the Wiz. Her 3rd homer of the weekend. 3 straight games of the homer for Delaney Wiz. That one's a 3-run blast.
And you can see that Delaney Wiz is starting to see it. I mean, this is first pitch, and she is swinging big. And right off the bat, that thing was out of here. It was just a matter if it was fair or foul. But just such an efficient swing, straight to the ball, yanks this thing out of here.
So 2 Bruins and a Ute score. Nichols, Wiz, and Flippin all cross home plate. And it's a 3-0 lead for Team Edwards. They needed that shot in the arm after losing both games yesterday. Off to a good start tonight. Change up for a strike, 1-1. Sarah Willis just showed the danger of walks. She walks Nichols, walks Flippin, and then allows a 3-run homer. Right back to Willis, knocks off her glove. And the side is retired. Good play by Willis. But damage done courtesy of Delaney Wiz. A deep 3-run homer for Delaney Wiz. It's a 3-0 lead for Team Edwards. Team Clark heading to the bet rack. For Team Edwards, they put up a 3 spot in their half of the first inning. And now Team Clark heading to the bat rack. Let's take a look at Mackenzie Clark, the captain. Her lineup card starts with Aubrey Leach. Kaylee Harding's moved up to the 2-hole. Jessie Warren hits 3rd. Sam Fisher, we're highlighting her because she's already had a day and a half. In our first game earlier today, 3 runs batted in. So she's swinging a hot bat. Cottrell, Andrews, Mackenzie Clark, the captain, hits 8th. And Morgan DeBoard gets the start in left field and going to hit for herself. She was only playing defensively in our first game, so she's going to hit here in our nightcap. Aubrey Leach takes downstairs ball 1. Her uniform is already fully dirty because that's the way she likes it. She was diving all over the field defensively and running bases in our game number 1. One ball, 1 strike.
See Aubrey Leach as she is going through the box. She's going through slow and controlled and trying to use the ground, but the ground isn't really giving her those high bounces or the hard hops out in front of home plate.
Aubrey had 5 plate appearances in game 1, reached base safely 4 times, and her last time up tried to touch and go when the ball touched her bat when the bat was in fair territory, and she was called out. Very active in our first game. Got the batting average up to 263. 2-2. Now Aubrey Leach is up against it. One of the best pitchers over the last couple of seasons with Athletes Unlimited, Alyssa Denham, who's feeling confident right now. Denham pitched great yesterday, coming out of the bullpen for Team Edwards. Kind of a slow start for Denham in Series 1, but she's back to being Alyssa Denham, at least it appears. Leadoff walk.
And what she does so well is keeps the ball down, but right now she's just trying to find the zone, and Edwards coming out to talk to her, but she has that drop ball and she has a curve and just having a hard time locating it, but she loves utilizing her defense and induces a lot of ground balls.
Now, how about Kaylee Harding? Kaylee Harding was hitting in the 6th hole in the lineup earlier today. She struck out her first 2 times up and then had 2 great at-bats, both resulting in line drive base hits, one a single and one a double. And because of that, the captain, Mackenzie Clark, said, you know what, you're moving up in the lineup. She's now hitting in the 2 spot. Harding is from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. Played collegiately, Florida State. This is not like Alyssa Denham. 3-0. There's the strike she needed. High-pitch walk. So staked a 3-0 lead. Alyssa Denham has walked Leach and now Harding. And now she'll go through the middle of the order for Team Clark.
The next batter for Team Clark.
Yeah, and this is the moment if you're Denham just to really rely on your defense right now and try to get those balls on the corners. I mean, she's just trying to find the corners and establish one side of the plate.
Jesse Warren swings to the first pitch, pops it to center field. Nichols makes the play. Leach tags, heads to third, and makes it. So Leach now 60 feet away from scoring, but that's the first out of the bottom of the first inning.
The next batter for Team Clark.
Aubrey Leach, I mean, she's like a little pest. I mean, she is so aggressive on the bases. I mean, she's so dirty, and I mean, she doesn't mind to take that extra base, and she takes what you give her.
Here's Nadia Taylor. That'll find a hole. Leach will score. RBI single for Taylor. It's now a 3-1 game. That's a hit now in back-to-back at-bats for Taylor. She singled back in the 6th inning of our first game. Starting to heat up a bit.
Yeah, if you take a look at that pitch, it's on the heart of the plate. It's on middle in, and Nadia Taylor does a great job of just keeping her hands inside that ball and going right side with it.
Here's Sam Fisher, called strike 1 to Sam. Fisher drove in 3 back in our first game. Drove in a run in the first inning with the sacrifice fly. Drove in a pair in the 4th with a 2-out single. But this is a classic example here in our first inning of walks hurting pitchers. Sarah Willis walked a pair before the home run to Delaney Wiz in the top of the first inning. Alyssa Denham has already walked a pair and has allowed 1 run with just 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Jocelyn Allo leads everyone, all 42 players on this leaderboard. But she won't accumulate any more points tonight. Her team is done. Chance for Mackenzie Clark. Move up that leaderboard, currently in the number 2 hole. 2-2. Fisher stays alive. Fisher changed the game yesterday with an at-bat that she had against Mariah Maison. Saw 15 pitches in at-bat. Maison was terrific, but she eventually got worn out and had to come out of the ball game, and that's when Team Clark made their rally. But a big tip of the cap to Sam Fisher and the work that she did. Over the glove of Hannah Flippin. Stopping at third is Harding. It's a single for Sam Fisher. The bases are loaded. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Next to bat for Team Clark, the catcher from Texas A&M, number 74.
And this is her drop on the outside corner, and again, just missing, and just her drop today is a little bit elevated, and sometimes that's been getting her in trouble of hitters being able to square up on it pretty hard.
The catcher, Julia Cottrell. Bases loaded, 1 out. Denham is dreaming of a double play. She's gotten her share of double plays in years past. She's a ground ball waiting to happen. 1-1. Cottrell didn't start in game 1, did come off the bench and play defensively and get 1 at bat in game 1. 1-2. Denham clearly wants to strike out. What's her wipeout pitch if she wants to strike out Cottrell?
I would say maybe that down and in drop ball again, maybe a little bit lower.
Little tapper stepping on the bag for 1, need to make a tag. And safe at home. Okay, they got the force at home. Stuart Hunter didn't step on the base at first. I would have thought she stepped on first and then went home, but she went home to get the out in the force, so there are 2 outs, bases still loaded.
Yeah, the ball took her up a little bit. And so she came to come get the ball and
good call.
Went immediately home.
Oh, Stuart Hunter was nowhere close to the bag. Got it. Okay, so they get the force out at home. 2 outs, bases still loaded, and here's Billy Andrews. Andrews had been hitting in the 9 hole for the first couple of games of this Series 2. But because of her hitting, home run yesterday was big. She's now hitting in the 7th spot. 1-1. This will be something if Denham can get out with just 1 run allowed. One and 2.
Yeah, she's looking better and she's starting to find the zone, spotting her pitches a little bit better.
Denham began this inning by walking 2. Andrews stays alive. A lot of traffic for Denham. Leach the walk, Harding the walk. After a fly out by Warren, a single by Taylor driving in a run, a single by Fisher to load the bases. Cottrell hits into a fielder's choice, and now a ball and 2 strikes to Billy Andrews. Little flare, that'll drop. 1 run scores. Fisher stops at 3rd. RBI single for Andrews with 2 strikes on her. It is a 3-2 ball game.
Now batting, the center fielder from
And take a look at Billie Andrews' hands. This is a great piece of hitting. This is a curveball on the outside corner. And again, just going with the pitch. I mean, she is keeping those hands in and controlling that barrel and picking up a big hit.
Here's the captain, Mackenzie Clark. Clark, her first go-around as a professional. She began the day 5th on the leaderboard. Didn't get a hit in our game one. Did reach on a walk-in hit batsman. But she struck out her last 2 times up. Trying to get out of that funk right now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Unless she can keep it going, it'll be an inning win for Team Edwards. One and 2. Already 31 pitches this inning for Alyssa Denham.
She's throwing a lot of pitches, and that's the thing. I mean, she's just trying to find her rhythm and find the zone, and seems when she's starting to go to that curve and go to something else besides that drop, she's starting to find the zone a little bit better.
Oh my goodness, Clark with the guts of a cat burglar taking that.
Yeah, she needed this pitch, and this is on the outer half, and honestly, too close to take with 2 strikes. It's a good pitch.
Clark lives to fight another day. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Denham strikes out Clark, and it's an inning win for Team Edwards. Team Clark, they put up 2, but they needed 3. It's a 3-2 ball game as we head to the 2nd inning. Five combined runs in our first inning. Team Edwards wins the first inning, 3-2. Time to play our second. We will have Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, Haley Lee, and Carly Spade batting against Sarah Willis. But folks, we've got a star in the stands, and it's a pretty darn big star. The winner of last year's championship season, Odyssey Alexander. Hey, Odyssey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I heard there's a birthday somewhere close to you. Is this true?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I heard that there's a birthday somewhere close to you in the stands. Is that right?
There is a birthday right beside me. Paige. You guys, it's her birthday. Y'all gonna shout her out?
Oh, what am I supposed to say?
Happy birthday.
Here.
Happy birthday to ya.
No.
Happy birthday to ya.
They have to know this song, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, are these girls good enough to star in one of your TikToks with you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm loving all the vibes over here. Good energy.
Kelsey Stewart-Hunter leads things off with that wide stance. Hey, Odyssey, you're playing for Team Alo this series. Jocelyn is playing in AU for the first time. You've been with AU for a while. Your first year, you were pretty darn good, but you didn't win it all. Last year, you seemed much more comfortable and won it all. How impressive have you been with Jocelyn Alo, figuring out how we're playing at this level right now?
Honestly, it's nothing new from Joss. I mean, I'm super proud of her. I'm always willing to be on her team because clearly I don't want to throw to her to what she's been doing. I mean, hey, I'm all for it. She's good vibes. I mean, she's always been a dog on the field. I'm just grateful to step on the field with her and be her teammate.
Walk us through this time around AUX. You're technically, you're a vet. So you're a vet. What are you telling these young ones that are coming in and they're experiencing their first AU season?
I would honestly tell, like, the rookies. I feel like I've, got really close to some of them, coming in. I've watched them through college, and honestly just be themselves and just have that, free spirit and just go out and do what you do.
Odyssey, obviously, we've seen you hit, we've seen you pitch, but your perspective, the wind, when it's howling out, does it affect you in your mind as a pitcher? Can you get it out of your head, or is it always in there?
I mean, I try not to think about things like that, kind of have that it is what it is mentality, because I know all of these, girls out here are really, really good, and just trying to keep the ball down and in the park. That's kind of all I think about, especially on this college field. So.
Kelsey Stewart-Hunter walks to lead off the inning. That is now 3 walks allowed by Sarah Willis, 7 batters into the game.
Yeah, Odyssey, talk us through, what's an off-season like? Now you've been a pro, this is what, 2 or 3 seasons that you've had an off-season. What's your off-season like?
In softball, our off-season's pretty long. So, I mean, obviously just trying to stay in shape and keep my body right for the next season. That's my biggest thing. I don't throw that much because, we got to keep the arm okay.
Got to keep it fresh.
That is definitely
put it on
a fact.
ice.
Right, put it on ice. But I'll turn over, not a million miles per hour, but, you know, just staying in shape, honestly.
Right back up the middle, backhanded by Leach to second for one. Double play! 4-6-3 on the twin kill. Good job by the middle infielders.
That looked real good from
That
over
was
here.
textbook right there. Leach playing her perfectly up the middle. Andrews coming through. I mean, this is, you couldn't even ask for a better play right there. I mean, that is how you do it, up the middle.
So 2 down. Here's Carly Spade. Odyssey, thank you so much for taking time and being our star in the stands.
Thank you.
We'll come back to you later.
All right.
Odyssey Alexander was the champion last year out in Chicago of the championship season. Throws a hard ball. Good golly.
Just a pure competitor. I mean, it's so fun to watch her throw, and she's got speed, and just, I think it's more her presence on the mound. She's got this little sass to her, and, you know, she's sassy, and she's just fun to watch, and it's been fun getting to know her over the years as well.
Spade way out in front of that changeup. Good golly. The one thing I will say about Odyssey Alexander last year is she got off to a great start in the championship season and was on the leaderboard throughout, up the high, one of the captains. And so she was able to call her own shot, figure out where she wanted to pitch, if she wanted to bat or not, because she was getting points with a bat in her hand. There was a lot of different things that she could do to kind of manage the game and manage her point total, and I thought she did it to perfection. Maybe better than anyone who's ever played with Athletes Unlimited. So as great of an athlete as she is, she was super savvy when she was a captain and figuring out how she could stay up on top of that leaderboard. 3-1 to Spade, 3-2.
Everybody clap your hands.
Only Jocelyn Allo in the history of Division I softball has hit more home runs than Carly Spade. Oh, waited on that changeup, loops it out to center field, and playing it perfectly is Mackenzie Clark. Good defense behind Sarah Willis. The double play, and then the play in center by Clark. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by Koch Industries. Well, we've already played one game here at Wilkins Stadium, Wichita, Kansas. Team Clark holding off Team Allo 7-6, your final score. It was a valiant comeback by Team Allo, but just didn't have enough. Long ball in that last inning. Megan Wiggins and Jocelyn Allo with homers accounted for 3 seventh-inning runs to put a scare into Team Clark. Those are the only 2 home runs we had in our ball game. It came in the 7th inning on a windy day. Pitcher was able to keep it in the ballpark for the most part. Let's take a look at Game 1 MVPs brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. Megan Wiggins, MVP 1. All right, good for her. Plus 60. Aubrey Leach got dirty and paid it off with 40 points. And Jocelyn Allo with 20. Should mention, too, there was a defensive MVP, and that was given to the captain of Team Clark, Mackenzie Clark. She got a plus 20. She made just a phenomenal heads-up play on a ball that she short-hopped in center field to get a force out at a crucial point at second place.
That was a big play. And I don't even know how she stood back up after that. I mean, the way she hit the ground and the wherewithal to complete that play.
Morgan DeBoard will lead things off. DeBoard, and then the top of the lineup, Aubrey Leach and Kaylee Harding. Best of both worlds for Morgan DeBoard. West Coast and Rust Belt. Played collegiately at Loyola Marymount and Minnesota. I bet she didn't have a parka when she played at Loyola Marymount, but she needed one in Minnesota.
Absolutely. And she played for Tria Flowers. Coach Flowers now the head coach at LMU, and I talked to Coach Flowers about her, and she just said, man, what an athlete. Like, she could do it all. And she's technically an outfielder, and when Coach Flowers took the job, she moved her to short and was able to do it. But growing up, she was a competitive gymnast. She even played basketball at LMU, so just an all-around, just an athlete.
High pop into center field. Bubba Nichols makes the play. There seems to be something about basketball. It's kind of surprising, but there's been a decent amount of players over the years who have been Division I basketball players who have also played here in Athletes Unlimited. You got Nadia Taylor, who was a guard, played at Texas. You got Lily Piper, who's been in this league for many years, who was a Division I player at Akron before committing to baseball or softball at Ohio State. Leach hits this one to left and hits it well. It's going to be extra bases. Leach on her way to second. She'll make it standing with a double. Folks, that's what Natasha Wadley looked like in her prime. Not just touch and go, but also hitting with power.
Man, have a day, Aubrey Leach. I mean, she is just getting it done in all ways. I mean, slapping the ball, putting the ball in play, a little slash here, and then just standing in and launching this and picking up a double on the day.
So Leach on at second with one out. Here's Kaylee Harding. Harding, her last 3 plate appearances. She's reached line drive singles, last 2 at-bats in game 1, and a 5-pitch walk an inning ago. Moving up that leaderboard, 17th. One ball, one strike. One and two. This is like the Lonnie Alameda special right here. You got Kaylee Harding and Jessie Warren hitting back-to-back. 2 great Florida State Seminoles. Lacey Waldrop, where are you?
That would be awesome, though, if you could just, you know, pull players from different generations and bring them back and let them go at it. We'd have some fun teams across the country.
High drive foul. Well, on the other side, Team Edwards in the first inning, we were talking a lot about Bubba Nichols and Delaney Wiz. One walked, the other homered. Both, of course, UCLA Bruins.
They've got Alchin on the squad as well, another Bruin.
I happened to be out in Westwood a couple of years ago, just was hanging out with my family, and just was walking around the campus, and I noticed the Sports Hall of Fame, and I happened to walk in, and just truly just hanging out, and who did I see but Stacy Newman? It was the strangest thing, and it wasn't just a plaque of her as being one of the greatest Bruins ever. It was her. She was
Her
in the
physically
flesh.
there.
Yes, with her family.
I thought you were going to say she was in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, well, yeah, she's in there.
It was incredible. I was like, the Hall of Fame just came to life.
Yeah, Stacy, one of the greats. I mean, talk about a great receiver. I mean, just for her size, and she would get down in her squat, and she was just so quiet behind the plate and framed pitches perfectly.
Called strike 3. Denham strikes out Harding.
And speaking of framing perfectly, Edwards doing exactly that. This pitch on the outer half and just sticking that. Strike 3.
Here's Jessie Warren. Jessie flied to center field first time up. Not wearing the batting gloves as per usual. Got hit. She has been getting hit on the regular. That's the 3rd time she's been hit in the last 3 games. Every time you get hit, it's a +8. So she's got 24 points in the last probably 30 hours just because of getting hit with a pitch.
Yeah, I mean, she's a little bit on the plate, but these balls are definitely running into her, and pitchers are challenging her on the inner half and making her pay.
Savannah Collins had a wonderful interview with her yesterday about the fact that she got hit on the elbow when she wasn't wearing the shield. Not going to make that mistake twice. Here's Nadia Taylor. RBI base hit an inning ago for Nadia. out in front. Nadia's one of those players you're going to have to take the uniform physically off of her back. No one loves to play. No one loves to try and get better more than her. I've seen Nadia play on dusty fields all across the United States over the years.
Like, thoroughly loves the game. Like, and she talks about eating, and like she eats, breathes softball, and you know that's her go-to saying of when she gets things done is gotta eat, you know. And it's just been fun. She's a pure competitor, but I think what impresses me the most about her is her work ethic and the work that she puts in, even at this level. I mean, she possesses the skills, but she continues to get better.
Yeah, I can come to the ballpark 3 hours for a game, and I'll hear something, and it's, oh, it's Nadia hitting off the tee. It's Nadia with some soft tosses.
Yeah.
It's Nadia with some dry swings. Oh, and 2. 2 outs. Runners on at first and at second. Chance for an inning win for Team Clark. Oh, my goodness. You rarely see the person in the on-deck circle actually get hit, but Sam Fisher did get hit. Right in the wallet. It was soft, but she did get hit. Another 0-2 pitch. Down the right field line. Foul, and not able to make the catch is Carly Spade.
Carly Spade had a good heartbeat on this. I thought she almost had it, just a little bit short. But I almost think if she would have dove, not feet first, and dove head first, maybe she might have got that.
Denham looking to get one past Taylor. Ball gets away, and both runners will take an extra base. So now a single could score a pair. Leach on at third. Warren to second. Denham's had to work 56 pitches, and we're not through the second inning. Right back to Denham. Side is retired. Now, after a 5-run first inning, neither side able to score in the second inning. We'll have a rollover 20 points on the line when we come back for the third. Neither side able to score in the second inning. That means this third inning is worth 20 points for whichever side outscores the other in the third. Team Edwards batting against Sarah Willis. Joining us now in mid-action is going to be one of the important players in our first game for Team Clark, Kayla Kowalik. Kayla was in the middle of a lot of different things, a single, scored a couple of runs, and an unusual play, Kayla. You got hit in the face with a ball off your own bat. First of all, are you doing okay? And have you ever done that before?
I have never done that before. I'm kind of missing a cheekbone on this side, but we're doing fine. I'm feeling great, and we're just getting a couple innings off today. So yeah, we're considering a vacation.
We're just glad you're okay. That was a little bit scary for us back here, and making sure you were good. Just the transition. You're playing here your first AUX season. Tell us how it's going, and what's that transition been like?
Oh yeah, it's been awesome. So many great softball players out here. So many people to learn from, and so many people are like coaches that I get to look at and be like, hey, what's wrong with my swing? So there's an endless amount of people who can offer help and endless amount of people to learn from, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Batting, leading things off here in the third inning is Morgan Zirkle at the foul ball. All right, Kayla. You grew up in Texas, outside San Antonio. You played college ball in the SEC at Kentucky. But I read everything, and I read somewhere that you grew up idolizing Natasha Watley. Is this true?
This is very true. I tailor a lot of my game to what I saw her doing when I was a little kid. So it's pretty cool that she gets to be here and get to live a little full circle moment.
Well, today is a fun day for me. I mean, I've been fangirling you at Kentucky, but to actually see you live in action today at the plate, I mean, just was a treat for myself, so appreciate it. But
thank you.
Walk me through your approach at the plate. I mean, what are you thinking? And what are the things that you're looking for to decide what you're going to do as a triple threat?
Well, this is the part that's really helpful to everybody. My goal is to go out and catch a vibe, really.
Down the left field line.
Morgan.
Catch is made in foul territory by DeBoard. That is the first out here in the third.
I've been very lucky with my approach and kind of things that I catch a vibe on. So sometimes I'll step in the box and the pitcher will start their pitch and I'm like, you know what, I feel like bunting here. So I'll change my approach mid-pitch. Sometimes I like just catch a vibe, really, and I just try and switch up what I'm doing, slapping, hitting, bunting, just to kind of figure out and match up what I'm good at with what the pitch is.
No, I mean, I'm like your vibe, and that's incredible that you can make the decision mid-pitch. I mean, there's not a lot of athletes that can do that. That just speaks volumes to your capabilities and your skill set. What's your favorite thing to do? Would you rather hard slap, put the ball on the ground, bunt? What would you prefer to do?
I'd say my favorite thing right now is power slapping. It's been my go-to my entire life, and just as I've gotten older, I've added the soft slap, I've added the bunt, I've added swinging away. But power slapping will always have a little bit of my heart.
Love that. So you didn't possess all the skills all at once, right? You gained them over time.
I did. I gained them over time.
I love that. Every little kid needs to hear that. You don't come out the womb with a hard slap, a bunt, like you start to evolve and accumulate different skill sets as you go along. So I love that.
I'm just thrilled being a fly on the wall here in this conversation between two elite slappers. I have one question. How much does the factors of the field and the wind dictate what you choose to do? The hardness of the infield or the wind blowing out or the wind blowing in? Is that something that affects you when you think about your small ball ideas?
Yes and no. So I'd say my game plan is always angle ball down, something really hard through the infield. So the wind to me is never really a factor because I try not to put the ball into the air unless I'm in like a sac fly situation. But like the ground here, just telling all my secrets, is great for bunting and great for the early bounce because it just dies in front of home plate. So that right now like feels like my bread and butter. And bunting has always been something I can fall back on when my timing is a little weird. So love the dirt here. Thank you, Wichita State, because I'm loving it.
And I tell you one more, as a catcher, you use your legs so much. Do you feel like you maybe lose a hit or two every once in a while because your legs maybe aren't what you want because you're squatting for 7 innings?
Every once in a while, I feel like I am going through the ringer, but here it's kind of nice because we get 2 catchers per team and we kind of rotate off. Out of baby Mac. So I'm feeling pretty good, and now I get my innings off because I rocked myself in the face. So.
Kayla, it's been an absolute joy talking to you. Thank you so much for letting us into your mind.
Thank you, guys.
Kayla Kowalik, I love it. Great stuff. Back with more. Is our score. Team Edwards over Team Clark. I don't play favorites, but I'm here to say I will buy anything the Hannah Flippin is selling. Big fan. She's wearing a microphone tonight. Let's go into the game now with the U.S. Air Force.
I don't think she's going to buy it, but...
Now batting for Team Clark. The right
do you want me to get it?
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Hey,
one at a time! One at a time! About to grab you from the belt and keep you on second base. Hey, those are all good pitches. Those are all good pitches. We still got you. Come on. One more right here. Yeah, 4-0.
The great palindrome, Hannah Flippin, wearing a microphone, getting a chance to listen to her and watch her smile. She always plays with that smile. No one finds more joy in the game than number 19. Opportunity here for Team Clark. With Rome not scored, they will win both the second and the third inning. And that's a great start. Sam Fisher, leadoff single. Sam's 2 for 2. The veteran Fisher on it first to begin our third inning.
Just still stuck on the Hannah Flippin. Just listening to her and listening to her communicate what goes on in her brain. I think she's one of the smartest players in our game, and just the way that she approaches the game, she's always thinking, and you look at her, you're like, gosh, like, man, okay, how is she going to get it done? But she's always one step ahead of you, and just listening to her to communicate with Koffel. I mean, that's on the field lessons, learning from a gamer and Hannah Flippen right there.
Well, I'm sure that maybe someone could find a combination that was as good, but you'd have a hard time telling me that there was a double play combination better than the one that Hannah Flippen was in when she was at Utah playing with Anissa Ortez.
Like,
good golly.
Magical. Like magical, like the highlight reels that they had. I mean, those need to be continuously played somewhere. We need to pull those back out, but.
I've seen Flippen be the best defensive player in the field at second base, at shortstop, and at third. And I'm sure if we put her out in center field, she'd do great.
She'd figure it out there, too.
2-1 to Cottrell, 2-2. Fisher on it first. If she scores, it'll be an inning win for Team Clark. Out in front of a changeup and still getting a base hit is Cottrell. Look at Fisher go! The throw, not in time! And Cottrell takes an extra bag. Frisky is Sam Fisher. I didn't think she was going to try it, but it works out.
And that's the thing as a base runner, is just having instincts. Sam Fisher on this, I mean, she doesn't even hesitate. She sees that ball, the ball's in front of her, and she just goes for it. And sometimes that's what you just got to do. Be aggressive. Take what the defense gives you.
Fast pitch being on at third, totally different than being on at second. Now the infield has to play in. Great opportunity for Billy Andrews. Andrews singled in a run back in the first. This will score a run. Making the catch out in left field is Zirkle. Standing up and scoring is Fisher. It's an inning win for Team Clark. They have tied the game at 3. So a plus 20 for everyone on Team Clark because they win the second and now the third. For Billy Andrews, the sacrifice fly counts as a plus 10. So a productive at bat for her.
I'm just thinking about, because Sam Fisher was aggressive and took that extra base, that sets up that sac fly.
Here's the captain, Mackenzie Clark. Now, one of the things about Athletes Unlimited is personified by the batter in the batter's box. Mackenzie Clark in game number 1. She didn't get a base hit, but she reached on a walk. She reached on a hit by pitch. She was named the defensive MVP, and her team won the ball game. And so now she is way up high on the leaderboard, and that's without the benefit of a base hit. She influenced the game. Clark began the day 5th on the leaderboard. She's currently 2nd on the leaderboard to only Jocelyn Allo. Clark strikes out. Second time she struck out against Denham. That leaderboard changes throughout the course of the game, almost on every at-bat. Pitchers, every out they get, plus 10. They can go backwards, though. That's the big thing. Earned runs, negative 10. Here's Morgan DeBoard. High pop-up. Will it be playable? Stuart Hunter. She knows the win. She's a local. Makes the play, and the side is retired. But an inning win for Team Clark. They've tied the game at 3. Well, we're all tied at 3. Top of the 4th inning, Team Edwards, Team Clark. We will have Flippen, Wiz, and Koffel batting against Sarah Willis. Our star in the stands is Odyssey Alexander. We talked to her earlier. We're going to talk to her again. Odyssey, it seems like you're getting into it. What's happening up there in the stands?
Hey, it's good energy over here, okay? I've been having a blast.
What do you think of the game so far?
What was that?
What do you think of the game so far? 3-3 tie through the first 3 innings.
You know, honestly, all of these games have been like really good games. They've been close. They've been, you know, those ones that give you goosebumps, and you never know what's really going to happen. So I've enjoyed it.
Out of any of the rookies, who have you been getting close to? Like, tell us, who's your new bestie?
Besties, we're going to go Mackenzie Clark and Kaylee Harding, the biggest out there. You know, really been a fan of both of those. Sarah Willis, of course, because, you know, she's a pitcher. But definitely those 3 I feel like I've gotten a little close with.
Just curious, as a pitcher, Willis had a little bit of trouble with walks in the first inning. She walked a pair. In total, she's walked 3 innings. Alyssa Denham normally doesn't walk many, but she's walked a couple. Is that just to be expected when you're pitching against these great hitters that you'd never want to give in?
I mean, it's tough in this league. I mean, of course, you don't want to throw the ball right over the plate. And as a pitcher, I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. You got to adjust. Sometimes the strike zone isn't what you want it to be, but, you know, you make the best of what you got. So,
yeah.
Oh, Willis, what we got going on, girl?
I think she heard you.
Maybe.
So just adjustment-wise, I mean, what would your advice be for Willis when, you know, you're not getting the strike zone, it's not going your way? How do you get these hitters out?
Honestly, just depending on your defense. I think trust your defense, trust who's behind you. I know I like to look in center field, whoever's in center field, and just take a deep breath, point, whatever I need to do to just hop back in there and help the team get outs.
How do you measure success at this level? Obviously, you want to be atop the leaderboard, but is there a statistical category, strikeouts, ERA, batting average against? Is there anything that you look at to kind of gauge where you are?
Honestly, no. I just think about winning. That's what we got to do. Win innings, you know, win the at-bat, you know, win. Just win. That's the biggest word, I think, in this league, and it's tough. You got to compete.
Yeah. And so just knowing that you have champ season at the end of the summer, how do you approach AUX? Do you use this as something to ramp up? Do you want to be at peak at this time? How do you go about that?
I mean, you know, you're playing for money, so of course I want to be at the peak at any time, but
let's just keep it real.
You know, let's keep it real. But, you know, I do use AUX as a learning experience just to see, you know, where I'm at, you know, with the game, and, you know, you kind of warm up from there.
I made the comment a little bit ago, I was so impressed with you. Championship season, you got that lead early, you were a captain, and you really didn't make many mistakes, in my opinion. When you were a captain, you used that role to the utmost degree, and that was really, in my opinion, the key to you winning it all, was how you placed yourself in the lineup. When you pulled yourself out as a pitcher, you really seemed to grow into that role.
I did. I mean, that was a great time for me. I felt like I was in the best space mentally, and, you know, just playing free and just doing what I've done for so long. I mean, it was pretty cool to see for myself, honestly.
All right, and you have one more day off here in Wichita. What are you going to do tomorrow?
You know me. I'm a homebody. I like to be at home, you know, hang out with my friends maybe. Nothing too much.
Sounds good. You're allowed. You've earned it. Odyssey, thank you so much for joining us and being our star in the stands.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Couple ground ball outs to the shortstop, Billy Andrews. We had Flippin and Delaney Wiz. Sarah Willis, I'm telling you, you look at the box score, she's given up 1 hit. She gave up the home run to Delaney Wiz in the first inning after walking 2, but that's it. She's been supremely effective, but it just doesn't show up because she gave up the 3 first-inning runs.
Yeah, she's just deceiving. I mean, she keeps hitters off balance, and, I mean, she just mixes in that changeup. It's hard for hitters to settle in, even when you know it's coming. And so, like I said earlier, yeah, either you sit it or you sit the hard, and she just does a good job of mixing both pitches well.
Erin Koffel, shortstop from Kentucky. She knocked the glove off of Sarah Willis her first time up. Willis was able to regroup and throw out at first. Willis has got 2 colleges next to her name. Started at Washington. Only pitched 48 innings in 2 seasons out of Seattle and transferred to UCF. Oh my goodness. That was their slowest changeup of the day. (3-1). Good hit by Koffel. Line smash down the right field line. 2-out base runner for Team Edwards. Just the second hit allowed by Willis. Get closer to the action with your free unlimited club membership. Vote on game MVPs, compete in the AU Fantasy League for exclusive prizes and more. Sign up now at AUProSoftball.com. Kelsey Stewart Hunter called strike one. Stewart Hunter walked an inning ago and was erased on a 4-6-3 double play. Up the middle, Leach steps on the bag. Side is retired. So a 2-out base hit does no damage. To the home half of the fourth we go. It's a 3-3 tie.
Who's going to win the season?
I don't know if I could tell the future, but I know it's going to be a tough race.
I think a rookie might win this season. I would love to see Montana Fouts win it. That would be cool.
I think Kaylani Ricketts is going to win. She's nasty. Like, I hate hitting off of her.
Haley McClenny. I know I feel like I answer this every year, but she has been so close every year.
I'm going to go Alyssa Denham. She's been in the top quite a few times. I feel like she's so close.
I think it's open to anybody who's willing to step up and take the reins.
Well, we've had two AUX champs, a pitcher exclusively, Danielle O'Toole, 2022. Last year, two-way player, Rachel Garcia. I don't think it's going to be a pitcher this year. It's going to be some heavy lifting to move up the leaderboard. Currently, Jocelyn Allo, #1 with a nice working margin. With Natasha Watley, I'm Eric Collins. We've got Aubrey Leach leading off, and with the day that she's had, both games, earlier today and tonight, she is skyrocketing up the leaderboard. Oh my goodness, she's third right now. She began today 20th, and she's moved up 17 spots. Walked and scored in the first, doubled in the second. Oh my goodness, the beat continues. Have a day, Aubrey Leach. I think she's doing it because you're here. I think she's inspired.
She's inspired. She's seeing beach balls right now. I mean, she is effortlessly getting it done at the plate. Honestly, just putting on a clinic of being a triple threat. I mean, all of the different ways she has gotten on base today has been tremendous. I mean, here just taking it back up the middle, and our last at bat, driving it deep left. And first game we saw her slap a few. I mean, come on, Aubrey, let's go.
I think she's going to steal a bag. Harding swings to the first pitch, caught by Stewart Hunter. Let's check in with Savannah.
Talking to Aubrey Leach. Talking to Aubrey Leach to start off this season, she said, talking to Aubrey Leach at the start of this season, coming into AUX, she said, I want my college game back. What that means for her is having soft slaps, small game, but pairing that with what she did last AUX season. We all saw her medal run to finishing at the top of the leaderboard. She added all that power, but she said it didn't sustain if she's not able to carry it through an entire season. So she's adding all those tools that she had in college, playing on dirt, knowing that's a huge factor for her being able to get on base, but also tapping into the success she had last year with line drives, punching like that one through to be able to get on base. And man, is she doing that exact thing today.
So far today, 4 for 6. She's actually had 8 plate appearances, and the only time she didn't reach base was when she did it to herself. She hit a ball in fair territory, and she accidentally hit it with the bat. That's the only time she hasn't reached base in her plate appearance.
But I love that. I mean, she tried to have more of a power game last year, and then now trying to mix back in that short game.
That'll fall. Taylor with a base hit. Here comes Leach. They'll throw on the brakes. Great throw from center field by Bubba Nichols. Man, she was coached someplace. That was an absolute howitzer shot, and it keeps Leach on at third.
And Nadia Taylor just driving this ball right back up the middle. But Bubba Nichols knows she has speed and's got to get rid of this. But Leach, her jumps, I mean, she doesn't even hesitate. Just reading the throw and expecting the bad throw, and you know she'll get in there if it's anywhere offline.
Sam Fisher's had a wonderful ball game. 2 for 2. This is her third look at Alyssa Denham. Chance to break this 3-3 tie. Fisher, if you include game 1, has 3 hits. She's driven in 3 runs in the 2 games. Ball and 2 strikes. Softly hit, dropping into the glove of Hannah Flippen. Side is retired. So, Fisher retired for the first time in the ball game. 2 runners left on base for Team Clark. It is a tie ball game, 3-3. Team Edwards with just 2 hits, but they got 3 runs courtesy of that 3-run homer by Delaney Wiz back in the first inning. Well, you want to see how these teams get drafted? Tune in this Thursday for the final AUX draft of the season. Join host Savannah Collins to follow live draft picks and chat in real time with fans like you. For more details, follow us on social at AU Pro Sports. Haley Lee, her second look at Sarah Willis. Lee only swung the bat once, but accounted for 2 outs. Hit into a double play, 4-6-3 in the second inning. It'll be Lee, Carly Spade, and then Morgan Zirkle. Smoked. Woo! Into center field, leadoff single for Haley Lee. Not sure you can hit it any harder.
Yeah, Haley Lee, her power, I mean, you can just see her generating her power right from her stride. You can see her little twerk with her hips where she starts to rotate back. And she just gets into her legs, and no matter where she hits it hard.
All right, so a 3-3 tie in the 5th inning. The number 9 hitter is coming to the plate. And in many generations of softball, this would have been a classic laid on a bunt situation. But I'm here to tell you, it's not going to happen now. You get Carly Spade, who's your unusual number 9 hitter, the second all-time home run leader in the history of Division I softball. Had 103 taters while playing in the Mid-American Conference for Miami. Jadalyn Alchin is the pinch runner for Lee at first. Yeah, that wasn't going to be a bunt. 0-1 to Spade. Spade is from Chicago. Went to high school on the north side, Lane Tech. And she's in trouble. 0-2. For many years, there's a pro team in Chicago that wore the exact colors that Spade's wearing now. Orange and black, longtime colors at every level. Club ball and pro ball of the Chicago Bandits. You played against the Chicago Bandits.
Many times,
many
battles.
They played their games at 27 Jenny Finch Way. Jenny Finch started her pro career in Chicago. Good eye by Spade. Spade has 2 hits so far in AUX play. Both of them have been homers. Stayed back on a changeup and is rewarded with a base hit. Back-to-back singles by 8 and 9 in the order for Team Edwards.
Just a good piece of hitting. Carly Spade just stays in her legs, doesn't commit the hands, trusts her hands, keeps them back. Is able to still stay through this changeup and picks up a hit on the day.
Now showing bunt. Zirkle gets it down. Quality sacrifice. That's a head coach right there. All the players at Marshall University just knew that Zirkle was going to get it down. She gets a +10 for the successful sacrifice.
Next up, in the batter's box.
Just textbook, just squares early, ensures that she gets that ball down, sacrifices herself, and moves the runners.
Sacrifice 5-4, 2 in scoring position for Bubba Nichols. A little bit low. Nichols walked and scored in the first, struck out in the third. One and one. A lot of similarities between pitcher and batter. Sarah Willis, great two-way player, growing up in California, Ontario, California. But no one is a better two-way player over the last decade, probably, in the state of California than Bubba Nichols. Was the National High School Player of the Year coming out of high school in Merced, California. Great pitcher, wonderful batter.
Yeah, not many know that she pitched growing up, and I mean, she was a shortstop as well, and she plays all over. I mean, she's just such a versatile athlete and incredible at the plate as well.
Changeup. When Bubba Nichols was handed her High School Player of the Year, National Player of the Year award, it was Jenny Finch who did the honors in person. Surprised her at school. High drive deep to left field. It'll stay in the ballpark. Catch is made, but tagging at third and coming home to score is Alchin. That gives Team Edwards a one-run lead, 4-3. Give Bubba Nichols a +10 for the sacrifice fly.
Just a productive out here. Bubba Nichols was so unassuming at the plate. I mean, she possesses so much power. This ball is hit pretty hard and deep, and just enough to get the job done, to get the sac fly.
On the ground softly to short, should end the inning. Billy Andrews throws out Taylor Edwards, side retired. But Team Edwards, they have a chance to win this inning. It is a rollover inning. It's a +20 if they can hold on. It has been a fun evening of softball here in Wichita, Kansas. Closely contested game 2 of our doubleheader. Team Edwards leading Team Clark by a score of 4-3. How would you like to have your chance to win a softball autograph by Jocelyn Allo and Montana Fouts? What? Well, now you can. Go to auprosports.com/sweepstakes to register today. Montana Fouts getting ready. We may see her get late in this ball game. If Alyssa Denham needs a blow, she is more than capable in that right field bullpen. Cottrell. Denham. One down. So one pitch, one out here in the 5th inning. Denham trying to protect the one run that was scored in the top of the 5th and get an inning win. If Team Clark does not score this half inning, it will be a +20 for everyone on Team Edwards. The 3rd inning, I apologize, the 4th inning, no one scored, so it was a rollover. And now a meeting in the circle. Is it going to be Montana Fouts time?
Or I think they're doing a replay of
Oh,
Cottrell at first.
Can you hear me? The play at first base was called out on the field. It is under further review.
Oh, I didn't think it was that close, but okay. Mackenzie Clark is the captain. She can challenge whatever call she wants. That was closer than I thought, but I don't think it's going to be enough to overturn it.
Yeah, and I think just, you know, where she touched on first base, she touches on the top, so that to me makes it feel like she's out. How'd you touch the front part of the bag?
If I'm Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, maybe you can stretch a little bit more.
Yeah. And sell it a little bit more. Yeah, definitely out.
She knew how much time she had. She won't bother stretching. We got this. Mackenzie Clark, learning experience, young player with the C on her chest. She's a captain, getting a lot of help from the team facilitator, MJ Knighton. All right, here we go.
After further review, the play on the field is upheld. The runner is out. That will be Clark's first challenge.
I like that. Good system. Yep, good system. So first out here in the 5th inning. And what that did is it gave Denham a little bit of a rest as she prepares to face Billy Andrews. Andrews, little humpback liner caught by the shortstop, Aaron Koffel. One shortstop pops out to another. If you're keeping score at home, you're at that H6 humpback liner to the shortstop. I'm impressed with Tasha Watley. For an All-American, someone who's played at the highest level of softball, you keep score beautifully.
Oh, thanks.
I can't tell you how many times I've worked with former players who don't know how to keep score. Sue Enquist somewhere smiling. Great job. All right, a really quick inning. Mackenzie Clark pops to the third baseman, and the side is retired. We played 5 with 1-run lead for Team Edwards. Hey, look at that. Beautiful shot here in Wichita, Kansas on a Monday evening. We've made it to the 6th inning. Well-played game. Quick game. 4-3. Team Edwards on top of Team Clark. New pitcher coming on for Team Clark. It's the veteran left-hander from San Jose, California, Kaylani Ricketts.
Yes, and a longtime pro, and she's been doing this for a while and played with her in the Pro League and NPF on Pride, and she went over to Japan to play for a few years, and she just continues to get better, and she's got that drop. She'll throw it on both sides of the plate, pops out of her hip. She's got that amazing changeup as well.
Hannah Flippin swings to the first pitch. There's a lot of wind, and the ball drops. So Flippin remains alive. Flippin so far today walked and scored on the Delaney Wiz in the 1st inning and bounced out to the shortstop in the 4th. Base hit for Flippin. Leadoff batter aboard. So Flippin is aboard, trying to add to a 1-run lead for Team Edwards. Team Edwards scored their first 3 runs back in the 1st inning. One swing of the bat, Delaney Wiz.
Delaney Wiz, I mean, first pitch, she was swinging big and swinging hard, and takes this pitch that runs in on her hands and is able to get that bat head out in front and gets her team on the board early.
Well, over the last 3 games so far here in Series 2, Delaney Wiz has done the most she can with 3 hits. She has a hit in the first game yesterday, a hit in the second game yesterday, and a hit today. All those hits were homers. 3 hits, 12 total bases. Not bad. Currently 16th out of 42 players on the leaderboard. Showing bunt. And the ball gets away from the catcher. Flippin will move down into scoring position. I think that'll probably go as a passed ball. And now the bunt's off, I'd imagine, for Wiz.
I love the idea of being able to show bunt. You're playing for 1 run. Yes, obviously she was the one that hit the home run, but hey, you are just trying to push 1 run across.
It is indeed a passed ball. Ricketts wears number 49. Mentioned the fact that she's from San Jose. Big San Francisco 49er fan. That's the number. She was the star at Oklahoma when it was just kind of Oklahoma. Now it's Oklahoma. She was a big part of that 2013 Women's College World Series title team. That was just the second title that Oklahoma had. They now have 8. But fair to say that she was a big part of making what Oklahoma is now by what she did over a decade ago.
Yeah, and the big reason of that is this changeup. I mean, this changeup has been the same, and it's just freezes hitters. And even if you try to sit on that, it's just a tough pitch. And because she's so deceptive off the mound.
Koffel, foul, 0-1. Ricketts is now 32 years of age. You played professionally until 35, right?
Yes.
And we've seen Kat Osterman play until her late 30s. Kelly Kretschmann played into her 40s.
Yeah.
Off-speed pitch, 0-2. Big pitch here for Ricketts. She would love to strike out Koffel. Oh! Good stop that time by the catcher, Cottrell.
And this is Ricketts going up in the zone. She'll try to mix eye levels with that rise ball.
Two and two. Foul right side. And unable to make the play is Harding. Team Edwards only has 5 hits. That's 3 fewer than Team Clark, but they have scored 1 more run. Benefited greatly with 2 walks in the first inning before the homer by Wiz. We'll have an off day tomorrow and then 2 games coming your way on Wednesday to finish off Series 2. In total, we will play 3 series and then crown our AUX champion. Three and two. Koffel seems to be locked in right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you're facing Kaylani. It's like you'll start to foul off pitches and you're like, why am I not putting this in play? It's really deceiving when you're in the box off of Kaylani. And I don't know if it's her height. You know, she's 6'1", 6'2", and it comes off of her hip, and it almost like it pops out, and it's like not like she's going to throw it by you. She's not throwing high velo. It's crazy movement. Don't even know how to describe it. I'm trying to describe it, but I know that feeling. You just keep fouling off, and it's aggravating. So I'm with you, Koffel.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Okay, we'll do it again. Runner on at second base is flipping. She had a single, moved to second on the passed ball. And that is a hit by pitch. It's actually unfortunate for Koffel. She got hit with a pitch. If it had missed her, it would have been a +10. Because she got hit, it's only a +8. So she gets a bruise, and she gets 2 fewer points than she would have if the ball would just missed her. Kelsey Stewart Hunter takes ball 1. Two and 0. Stewart Hunter began the day 22nd on the leaderboard. She's fallen down to 29. She did pick up some points in the second inning when she walked, plus 10. She's also bounced out to second. Three and one. Okay, Ricketts in a spot here. Three and two. Ricketts in her first inning out of the pen. Nothing coming easy. Second straight batter that's gone to 3 and 2. Fair ball. Warren makes it in time. That was a difficult play that Warren made look kind of routine.
Yeah, and Warren doing a good job on this miss hit, but just charging it aggressively and knows she's got to get rid of it. Kelsey Hunter-Stewart has a little bit of speed.
I don't think someone needs to talk to Jessie Warren. Are those sunglasses on her hat, are they orange and blue? Good golly, the greatest Florida State Seminole of all time is wearing Gator colors. Uh-oh. Phone's ringing. It's Lonnie Alameda. Wants to talk to you, Jessie. 2 outs, runners on at second and third. This is Haley Lee. Haley Lee, last time up, had a great swing. He had about a 90-mile-an-hour laser beam up the middle. That was off of Sarah Willis. Now facing Ricketts for the first time, and she's down in the count 0-2. Off-speed pitch, way out in front is Lee. We're having fun with numbers tonight. Number 45 for Haley Lee. She wears it. She's a Houston native, big Astros fan. Carlos Lee. El Caballo. He wore number 45 when he played in the big leagues. Good run producer, hit the ball hard, very similar to Haley Lee. Oh, goodness. How did that not hit Lee?
And if you take a look, it almost looks like it does skin her jersey a little bit, but
I saw the shirt kind of blouse out a little bit.
But right after she looks at us and
she tried to explain to us.
Yeah, like, hey, like I want to hit, so I'm trying to score some points here.
On the ground, Jessie Warren makes no mistake. Side is retired. Hit it to the wrong part of the diamond. So, runners in scoring position, but they do not score. Kaylani Ricketts slams the door. A little bit of everything. There are 2 games here tonight. Here in Wichita, Kansas, Wilkins Stadium on the campus of Wichita State. Fantastic hosts with Natasha Watley and Savannah Collins. I'm Eric Collins. Morgan DeBoard leads things off. She's 0 for 2. Still in the game, Alyssa Denham. This is a long outing for Denham, and it looked like it wasn't going to be one. In the first inning when she labored, gave up 2 runs. Second inning, walked a tightrope. But since then, she has really settled down and pitched well. Popped up, out of play. All right, this is going to be an important inning, Natasha, for a number of reasons. Obviously, Team Clark, they're down a run. But we're going to have another at bat for Aubrey Leach. She's currently in the 3rd spot on that leaderboard. She's had quite a game. She's in the running for one of the 3 MVPs. She's She's got a chance to add some points to her name. And we've got inning points on the line. Just 1 run scores, and not only would it tie the game for Team Clark, but it would give an inning win and +10 for everyone in that third base dugout. This is the second game of the day for Team Clark, so maybe run out of gas. X, is that just me talking? You played. Teams run out of gas when you have to play for 5 straight hours in 90-degree heat. Are you guys better than that?
I think when the stakes are high, like how they are here, you ramp that up. I mean, every game matters, and everybody here is competitive. And so I think at any moment, anything can change.
Great job by DeBoard. Just hit it softly enough that Stuart Hunter had no play. Flippin was running like all get out to get to first, and DeBoard beats it. Infield single for DeBoard.
And DeBoard just putting this ball in play. That's on the outer half, but Kelsey Stewart, Hunter just gets this ball away from her and doesn't throw to the bag as Hannah Flippin is going to cover and throws behind her.
All right, the play here probably a sacrifice. Leach wants to get DeBoard over to second, and she'd be rewarded for it. A successful sacrifice bunt or sacrifice fly is a +10. She's done whatever she's wanted today. She's been fantastic both in game 1 and game 2. On the ground, spins foul. Well, this takes the sacrifice, the straight sacrifice out of the picture, but she's still good enough that she can still just touch it down.
Yeah, but take a look at the middle infielders, and you know, when it was less than 2 strikes, when Leach would run through the batter's box, you can see Flippin and Koffel communicating on who's covering the bag. When she would go to show bunt, then Koffel would be covering. When she ran through and showed slap, Flippin would cover second. So just constant communication, reading what Aubrey Leach is doing at the plate.
Into left field, coming on, Zirkle makes the play. First time in our game 2 that Aubrey Leach has been retired. I think it's fascinating what you're talking about, that middle infield. It's really, you have to be on the same page, not just communication, you have to understand what you're both seeing in real time.
Yeah, and that's where it gets hard too. It's like, did you see what I saw? Like, I saw her, you know, split grip. Did that look like a bunt to you? So you got to have that common language to make sure that you're on the same page, so you're covering all your bases.
95 pitches now for Denham. She has done a good job after a difficult start to the game. She has gone 5 1/3, which means she's gotten 16 outs. Every out is 4 points, so that's 64 points for Denham as the pitcher. Now, she has given up 3 runs. They were all earned, so that's a -30. So she's still a +34 on the day in the stat category. And I'm normally not that good at math. Kind of impressed with myself.
I was like, you are on it.
Yeah, I was like,
you are on it. I was trying to look at your notes with you. I'm like, yeah.
Kaylee Harding. 0 for 2 with the walk, all against Denham. Doesn't happen very much at this level to see the same pitcher 4 times in a game. But that's what's happening now for Harding and for Jessie Warren, who's in the on-deck circle. DeBoard the runner on at first. She's got great wheels, but relying on the hitters so far. On the ground, could be 2. There's 1 on the first. Not in time. Good hustle by Harding to get down the line and keep the inning alive. So Wiz quickly got it over to Flippin, but they can't get it to first in time. There are 2 outs Harding replaces DeBoard at first. And here comes Jessie Warren. Will she face Denham or will she face a reliever?
Yeah, and on that play, when Kaylee Harding ran through first base, she crossed the foul line. And Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, I mean, she is just a little mastermind over there. And she's always thinking the game, but she was waiting for her to come back. But the umpire missed it, and so she didn't get the call. But I thought she was out because she did cross over the foul line. And I'm not sure if Kaylee Harding was aware that she did that.
Down low to Warren. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jessie's flied at the center, went hit with the pitch, and bounced to short. Currently 8th on the leaderboard out of 42 players. Does have a flair for the dramatic. We saw that as a college player, Women's College World Series, repping Florida State. And we've seen it at every level here in the pro game, both in the championship series and also just this week here in Wichita in AUX play. High drive right field, going back on it. Spade makes the play, and the side is retired. What a great job by Alyssa Denham. Denham allows a leadoff single, but then retires Leach, Harding, and Warren. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by Koch Industries. Now we're wrapping up day 2 of Series 2. We will have an off day tomorrow, and then we will play the final day of Series 2 on Wednesday. We're looking forward to Team Edwards and Team Alo, followed up by Team Clark and Team Alo doubleheader. Jocelyn Alo currently in the #1 spot on the leaderboard, and she's got a chance to pad her numbers with 2 games in a 5-hour window. Off day tomorrow in Wichita. There is the Pizza Hut Hall of Fame just inches away. Something to do. Popped up. Shallow left field. Play is made by Billy Andrews. 1 pitch, 1 out. I don't know how much of a museum it is. It's the first Pizza Hut. It's actually located, I'm not lying, it's, you know, it's Crystal Bustos homer away from where we are right now. Yeah. It's right over there. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Top of the order, Morgan Zirkle. Her first look at Kaylani Ricketts. Zirkle is 0 for 2, did get 10 points for a successful sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning. Folks, this is the 7th inning. It's a 1-run game. Team Edwards, the team at the plate with the lead. I'd love a little pad. Good steamer. 1-2. Called strike 3. Zirkle is retired. 2 down here in the 7th inning. The AU Pro Shop is excited to announce that select Nike softball player jerseys are available for purchase this season. This limited edition style designed with fans in mind won't last long. Visit shop.auprosports.com to purchase yours today. First ball swinging, softly hit by Bubba Nichols. Jessie Warren. Love watching her play D. Throwing that leather around. 1, 2, 3, 7th inning, tossed by Kaylani Ricketts. Last chance for Team Clark. They trail 4-3, bottom of the 7th, next. Hell, Alyssa Denham, she has been special since that 1st inning. 1st inning was an adventure getting through it. She gave up 3 runs, but she has steadied the ship, no doubt about it, and she has been marvelous for the rest of the game. She is still in the game. She is pitching the 7th inning. She's trying to go through the lineup for the 4th time. she's got a chance to pick herself up with a win and get a whole bunch of points in the process.
Yeah, and just in the early innings, she was just struggling. She was struggling to find that strike zone, but has settled in and has been utilizing her curve and going hard with that drop.
It'll be Nadia Taylor, Sam Fisher, and then Julia Cottrell. And it is a strong start for Team Clark with Nadia Taylor lacing a base hit to left field. Now, Team Clark has been perfect so far in Series 2. They've won both games, and they consistently have played well in the late innings. So they still have a pulse. Nadia Taylor's going to be lifted for a pinch runner. Let's see who'll come off the bench. It's going to be Alicia Ocasio, okay? The starting pitcher in our game 1 earlier today will come on and run for Taylor.
Yeah, just showing off her versatility. I mean, I said it in the first game, but she plays everywhere on the field, Alicia Ocasio. But coming into pinch run, I mean, come on. Like, how often are you seeing pitchers coming off the bench to pinch run?
Yeah, as great as Kat Osterman was, Monica Abbott, Jenny Finch, they did not pitch run late in games. Finch could have.
Yeah, and definitely during practice, you know, they would have some fun, Monica and Kat, but not during the game.
Sam Fisher to short. There's one. There's two. Double play. Rack them up. Oh, the middle defense has been elite for Team Edwards.
Now batting for Team Clark, the catcher, number 74.
I'm liking this tandem of Koffel and Hannah Flippin. I mean, just their communication all game long, but just to be able to get rid of this, that first throw of the double play is so important, but for me, it's that reaction at the end of being so pumped up. That's a big out right there. 2 outs.
I heard someone smart say earlier today that Alyssa Denham is always a double play waiting to happen. She can roll that ground ball. That is wonderful for Team Edwards. 2 outs, bases clear. Trying to win the 6th and 7th inning and win the entire ball game. In essence, they've got 70 points on the line. Trying to win the 6th inning that was tied. Trying to win the 7th inning, 10 points each inning. And if you win the game, it's a plus 50. So if Denham can get one more out without a run scoring, it's a plus 70 for everyone on Team Edwards. Cottrell back against the wall. 1-2. Softly right side, flipping. Ball game. Team Edwards picks up a win on a Monday night. Much needed after losing 2 games yesterday. They pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and have a wonderful pitching performance by Alyssa Denham to pick up the W.
Yeah, and I mean, also let's talk about the defense. I mean, just that last double play and to end the game, Hannah Flippin. I mean, just the defensive plays that they were able to do behind Alyssa Denham. I think that was the difference for them today.
It is going to be so much fun to see how this leaderboard changes when we have win points added in, when we have MVPs added in, when we had a defensive MVP added in. Jocelyn Allo is currently in the top spot right now with 830 points, but she did not play in this game. There's a chance she could be leapfrogged when we add in all the points. A lot of players on Team Edwards are going to move up that leaderboard, particularly Alyssa Denham. She goes 7 innings. That means she gets 21 outs. That's a plus 4 for every out. That's 84 points that she got just for pitching that complete game gem. Really cool stuff, and how cool was it to hear from Natasha Watley? Just to sit next to you, Natasha, I had a blast.
Today was so fun. Like, this was a dream come true for me, too.
Well, we sure hope you enjoyed it. It's a tight 1-run affair won by Team Edwards, and we move on to day 3, which will be in 2 days' time. For Natasha Watley, for Savannah Collins and our entire crew, I'm Eric Collins saying thanks for watching, everybody.